An Ontario Superior Court has approved an injunction to remove protesters blocking traffic to the Ambassador Bridge. Protesters have until 7 p.m. Eastern tonight to clear the scene. The Ambassador Bridge blockade has become a flashpoint in the protests, which already saw protesters target Parliament Hill and the border crossing in Coutts, Alberta, before setting their sights on the bridge. As a critical international trade route, the Ambassador Bridge handles 27% of Canada-U.S. trade and is a key linchpin, in North America's auto industry. So, with the injunction now approved, what lasting damage will the protests leave on the city of Windsor and its auto industry? Let's hear from Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens. Mayor Dilkens, thank you for talking to us. Welcome to Power Place. Nice to see you, and I know you're really busy, so take us through what you expect at 7 p.m. today.
So as I look at my other computer here, Joyce, the court is still meeting to sort of the details of the order, but the judge was clear that the injunction is effective as of 7 p.m. tonight, so I'm sure there will be some requirement to post notice of this. We'll do that immediately and follow all of the rules of the court. And don't forget, this injunction was granted after the judge hearing, the Chief Justice hearing, from all sides, including representatives from the trucking industry, representatives of the protesters who were on the call and made presentations and submissions to court. And so at 7 o'clock, hopefully the majority or all of these folks get in their cars and trucks and they drive away, recognizing that they've made their protest. People have heard their voices. But if that's not the case, sometime thereafter, police will have a job to do, and that is starting to move people out.
So give us an idea, Mayor Dilkens, of how many vehicles are we talking about here? How many people are we talking about as well? Give us an estimate. I mean, you may have not counted them all. And also, I want to ask you, are there children there?
So we're talking about 75 to 100 vehicles, a mix of pickup trucks and semi-trailers, and we're talking about 200 people. At its peak, about 200 people. Some people come and go during the day, and there have been kids. We've had instances where kids have been brought in with vans, and parents have taken the kids out of the car and held hands in sort of a chain format across the road, and then they're posing for photos. So a lot of those kids left, but there are other kids, and you've seen pictures probably of people playing floor hockey or street hockey on the closed street. And so there are a few kids here. Police are aware of where those kids are, and will be taking appropriate measures to protect them as well. I mean, we don't want anyone to get hurt here. This is nonsense. People saying that they are willing to die for this cause. We don't want anyone to get hurt. No one needs to die. You've had your time to make a protest. People have heard you, but your protest can no longer choke off the busiest commercial corridor between the United States and Canada, a corridor that hundreds of thousands of families in Canada rely on to be open to put bread on their table.
So you clearly, or were you in touch with your counterpart in Detroit, because the U.S. president spoke to our Prime Minister today, offered help. Homeland Security as well offered help. What was he telling you? What conversations were you having during this blockade?
Yeah, I've spoken with everyone. I've spoken with the Premier, the Prime Minister, Mayor Duggan over in Detroit, Governor Whitmer's office, Homeland Security and Border Patrol. So we've had conversations with all of the right people. Everyone is talking, offering support, trying to find a way through this, because we both recognize, no matter which side of the border you're on, we all recognize how important it is to get this commercial crossing open. And 200 people cannot hurt hundreds of thousands of people as part of their protest. And so you've had a chance to make your statement. We've heard you, and it's okay. It's the hallmark of our democracy, is being able to express yourself and protest and demonstrate. That's okay. What's not okay is to choke off the busiest border crossing between our two countries.
Do you think, and I don't have a lot of time, I'm wondering, do you think that this protest, the fact that this bridge, you said 200 people, a handful of people have actually blocked one of the most important trade corridors in the Canada-U.S. Relationship. Are you afraid that this may have tainted the reputation of Canada as, a trading partner, or your city? Do you think there will be repercussions, like long term?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'd have to say we've got a couple hundred years of friendship and relationship here. The auto sector has been built up very well. It's a very strong sector, well over 100 years back and forth, and the supply chains are so tightly integrated. I can't imagine a 5 or 6 day problem at the border is going to have a permanent have any permanent damage on that relationship. But certainly, it's the type of thing when you're looking at attracting battery plants or new auto investment, people will consider that as part of the calculus when they're making decisions. And that calculus is how fast can I get my goods back and forth, especially in the auto sector when they're delivering just in time.
Well, we will be following this story, and hopefully there won't be any violence. Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, Joyce.